Hello, everybody. So I am waiting for a friend to join me, and we can talk about the differences in between Europe and the U.S. right now. Also, introduce you to one of my friends from Romania. And let's see, there he is.
So just wait a second. There he is.
Hello, hello, nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you in person, huh? Or I guess virtually in person.
Virtually in person, yeah. Yeah.
We've been like this, right?
Like many
In
times, like
Florida and Beverly Hills. We've missed each other, so
yeah, in many different events, very close, yeah, but never
right,
met. Yeah.
right. So for those of my followers that don't know you, why don't you introduce yourself and what you do, where you're from, all that.
So first of all, I'm a dental technician and a smile designer, let's say. I work as this and this job like for more than 20 years. I have my own training center, as you can see here. It's one of my floors. This is the first floor where we do the live patient courses, yeah,
Amazing.
and the place where we do our hands-on courses with phantoms and everything, yeah, where we do lectures and training the dentist. So this is
Beautiful.
our first floor, and I'm really passionate about digital dentistry, about everything that is new in this field. Yeah, and also I do a lot of dental photography. So probably people that know me by this thing. I will show you the
Right.
second floor
You have two
where I
floors.
have.
That's amazing.
Yeah, this is the place where we do the trainings for dental technicians. So I initially designed this building to do the dental trainings.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is one of the first full digital labs in Europe. We started 2 years ago not to accept any more analog impressions, and since then we do only printing.
Love that.
And this is my favorite playground where I do all my photos and videos. Yeah, so we
Every
do live.
dentist's dream photography studio right there.
Yeah, can be. Yeah, if you guys need any kind of help, any kind of advices, I can very easy help you with any equipment recommendation or yeah, any kind of advice.
Yeah, so just like you said, I kind of knew you as the photography guy, right? I
Yeah.
also assumed you were a dentist. Didn't
No,
realize that
not
you were
really.
a technician. And
Yes.
then what I learned later was about your full digital workflow protocol. And I didn't
Yeah.
really realize how much of an expert you were in this completely digital workflow from getting the diagnostic standpoint, then going to designing, helping your dentist in the clinical aspect, and then because you're a technician, you finish it all up as well digitally.
Yeah, that's true. The thing is about this workflow that I started 2 years and something ago to test more of the face scanners, and
Yeah,
I was one of the first one to test the face scanners, let's say. And then I found the missing link when I met this guy from FD Face Scan, and he told me
yeah.
exactly what
And
was
they're
the
in
missing
Spain,
link.
right?
Yeah, in Spain, Daniel Martin
Yeah,
Reina. Yeah, he's a very clever guy. And then I implemented and I connected everything together. It's, like putting like a puzzle, all pieces together. And since then, I never had any more bad plannings or let's say a bad case or redo something or something like that. So it's like very predictable, highly predictable dentistry, let's say. And that's why I was talking also with Miguel Stanley about
yeah.
this workflow when we met 1 year ago. And since then, we are talking more and more about it and how to involve with full digital workflow in slow dentistry.
Yeah, no, I love that. And I think that what you said is so right that once you are comfortable with the digital workflow, because there's a time when it's difficult for people to change. And even when you get a new scanner, you have to learn how to do it correctly. But once you get into the
Yeah,
digital
it's a very,
workflow, you have that predictability.
yeah, the thing is, many people are comfortable in, I mean, they are sitting in comfort zone with analog dentistry,
Right.
and they are afraid to make this switch. I was afraid also. Like
Yeah.
5, 6 years ago, one of the directors from Ivoclar was pushing me, saying like, Milos, you have to go digital. And I was like, I'm digital for 9 years, but only like 10, 20, 30%. We are just using the CAD cam and that's it.
Yeah.
And there were too many missing links. So I said, I will not put my name on anything since I'm not sure that it's going to work perfectly. We still have so many things that are missing. And since we got the perfect intraoral scanners and the very good face scanners and the good workflows, put everything together, we were able to create digital dentistry very, very predictable. So now everyone can join one of the many courses that are around the world done by colleagues of mine or me, and they can implement this very next day. That's the beauty of this workflow, that you don't have to use 10 different millions of apps and planning centers and whatever else. So it's everything just between you as a dentist and me as a dental technician. I mean, your technician can be trained and
Sure.
he can help you do a very nice facially guided case without involving anything else, without outsourcing your cases, and doing it in less than 2 or 3 hours. So that's the beauty of the full digital workflow.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I've really seen with full digital workflow is knowing the aesthetics before, of course, but then not having to make adjustments.
Yeah.
Knowing that how you design it will match the lower lip, will match the facial flow, will match, all of this, because we're so used to in dentistry trying something, making a little adjustments, and then trying it again, making a little bit of adjustments, and then
Yeah, and that's true. So as you can see here, maybe I will be able to show you.
yeah.
This is the case I did with Dr. Jan Kurz-Hoffmann. He's also a member of WTD.
Yep.
And this is the printed veneers on a printed model. Here we used a SIGA printer, which is my favorite chairside printer. And
can you spell that? Just for everybody
Sorry?
that's listening. Can you spell that for everybody that's listening, the name of the printer?
ASIGA, it's ASIGA.
Got it.
And this is how it looks. Yeah, the printed veneers. Look at the fit of the printed veneers on the printed model, like the final ones on a non-prep teeth.
The veneers are printed.
Printed veneers, yeah.
And what's the material?
The same one from ASIGA for the trims. Yeah, you can see maybe here. You can remove one by one from the, they are very good fit, so they stay very...
And these are the provisionals or the finals?
Yeah, these are the, sorry, just a second. These are the provisionals, yeah, printed with resin, A1 resin.
Got
and
it.
they are very thin, and they are on non-prepped teeth, as you can see.
Right, yeah.
Here, they are non-prepped, and then you just place them in the mouth, and you can, you can cement them, and you can show the patient how he will look like without even starting to put the burr on the teeth. So basically, this is the first step to do this trying. If the patient likes it and he loves the way you did the veneers for him, then the step 2 is to print with a professional printer like Shera Print 30, which is highly accurate and very precise. I use it for the lab, so I have 2 printers, one chairside and one the laboratory. And then with this model, you create the silicone key, and you make the final mock-up, and you do the prep through the
mock-up
technique. Yeah. So basically, you cannot go wrong with this technique, and you can go very predictable. Basically, this is the planning day, which is the most important one. After that, everyone can prep and cement. That's easy.
Yeah. So I just want to go slow for some of the people that don't know the techniques that you just talked about. So what Milos was talking about was when we're prepping. So we design the teeth irregardless of where the current teeth are. And I think usually that's not what people do, right? So what people do is they prep first, and then they do, and then they figure out where the final teeth should be. But by doing it this way, we start with the end in mind, and then we prep through the mock-up, and sometimes we don't even need to touch the tooth, because oftentimes teeth that need veneers have lost volume, they have been eroded, the incisal edges have been worn from wear. So we can be more minimally invasive, by beginning with the end in mind and then prepping through that mock-up. So that was something that I learned from Pascal Magnier.
Yeah. So, for example, here, I was talking about this technique. We had the live patient course 2 weeks ago, just before this craziness started with coronavirus.
Yeah.
And this is the initial situation. Probably you guys saw the case published already on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the deep bite we had. We needed also the support for the lip of the patient because she had a very, let's say, how to say it, she needed more support for the lip anyway.
Okay.
Then we did the silicone key, and we did palatal veneers because she had very deep bites, so we need to increase the vertical dimension. So we used this technique that it's very popular right now. And then the same we did for the lowers, for the posteriors. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did the same technique, and then we increased the vertical dimension. This is the intraoral scan using the Medit scanner i500, which is my favorite one. I did a lot of crazy stuff with it. Yeah, and then we did the face scan of the patient, 4 face scans, and the scan body mouth, which is the one that usually transfers the position of the maxilla in the patient head. Yeah, here you can see the printed veneers that I just showed you. Yeah, they are very thin. And then we used the Triangel, and then we did the provisionals here.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we checked the 12 o'clock position, some close-ups. Yeah, the style I usually work. And then the patient said, yes, we go for that. And then Jan had to do a little bit of prep, like, let's say 0.2, maybe 0.3, but not necessary.
Very minimal. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then we milled the Empress. Yeah, the Empress multi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this is the final final outcome.
Amazing.
Yeah. Very natural.
And you guys did that. You guys did that in how long?
The live patient course was about 3 days, but the planning, which is the most important step, it took only half of the day, let's say.
Yeah.
In the first part of the course, because after that everything was, let's say, classical, doing the preps and doing the cementation, doing the preps on the day 2 and cementing on the day 3. Yeah.
Someone said, why is that a Siga printer your favorite for the chairside printer?
It's first of all, it's very affordable. Yeah, dentists don't want to spend too much on the technology that usually the labs are spending for. So basically, this would be the ideal printer to have in every dental office. Let's say I work with you, Kyle. Yeah. And you are sending me a case, a face scan, an intraoral scan. That's the way I work with all my dentists. So you want to have in the same day, you want to have your printed veneers or the printed mock-up. So you can do a silicone key and do the transfer, whatever. So basically, this is the affordable solution, extremely fast and very precise, extremely precise. Basically, I tried it in many different cases, and I really love the outcome.
How fast is it printing full arch?
Let's say a full arch like this one. It takes about 50 minutes, maybe. Yeah.
50, 50?
Yeah, 50.
Yeah, that is fast.
And to print the veneers, about 40 minutes. To print 10 veneers or 20, doesn't matter. Yeah.
Amazing.
So basically, it's you can do in the same day. You can do a plan for your patient and then sell the case very, very easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine about it. And then the SheraPrint 30, the one I'm using in the lab upstairs, it's faster. Yeah. And I use it in the lab because usually when you have cases to do, you cannot wait too much for a model to print, and then I need higher accuracy and faster process. So I'm lucky that I have both of them, and I have a little bit of both worlds in my office.
And what's the name of the second one that you're using?
SheraPrint 30.
SheraPrint 30.
It's produced by Rapid Shape, yeah?
Got it.
So everybody knows it. Yeah, also Straumann is selling it, so it's the same model. But the good thing about SheraPrint 30 is that they have a very good support, at least in Europe here and in Canada, yeah? And Julian Kempic is responsible for it in the North America.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I know that you're doing a lot of full arch implant cases as well.
Yeah, we just finished a case with Miguel Stanley.
Amazing,
and screw retained.
My Portuguese cousin.
Yes, your cousin. And we had a very nice outcome, and the final pictures will be very, very soon published, I guess.
So
We
what
are
materials
working
were
on
you
that.
using for that?
So first of all, I will show you here. I think I have the pictures at least. Okay, just a second.
Sure.
Yeah, so this is some implants that were placed very bad by a different dentist. We don't know the
Yep.
name of the dentist or anything. That's the patient that came to their office. Then we had the face scan of the patient. We had the scan bodies here and the model. We
Okay, real
printed.
quick. I want to
Yep.
ask you your opinion on scan bodies for full arch. Are these
Yep.
implant level or are these abutment level?
Implant level, and we used all of them from this company. Yeah,
Okay.
this, I think they are from the States. They help us. They were very, very kind with us. Here you can see. Yeah, that's the company.
And are you comfortable going full arch with scan bodies in the accuracy directly to implant level?
Yeah, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Let me find it here, and I can
I ask
show you.
because a lot of people are saying they do the full digital workflow, but then the implant impression, they do analog still, if they're going implant level, or sometimes even if they're going abutment level. But I'd love to get your opinion.
No. So my first case was done 1 year and something ago, let's say 1.5 years ago. We had this dentist, but let me find the case first. It's here. Yeah. Okay, I will show it to you. So this one, yeah, we did a surgical guide for it. Yeah,
Okay.
we wanted to make it as accurate as possible. We printed the surgical guides.
The patient was fully edentulous, or the patient had teeth?
Had these things here, yeah.
Got
So
it.
the last remainings, let's say, of the teeth, and I kept them there. And then we put the scan bodies in the mouth. I scanned the patient myself. The dentist
Okay.
came here. He helped me remove the healing screws and placing these scan bodies.
Now, why
Yeah.
did you go above implant level instead of abutment level at this point?
This was the choice of the dentist, let's say,
Okay.
and I didn't complain about it. Anyway, I wanted to test the precision of Medit, which everybody knows
Sure.
now that it's kicking ass of all the competition, let's say.
Yeah.
And I really didn't know too much about that because I was a beginner with Medit at that time. I was one of the first users ever, so I wanted to test it in every kind of possible ways. So we said, okay, let's do this. This is crazy. We have to do an 006 retained with Medit.
Okay.
So we printed the silicone gum, the flexible one. We printed the model with Shera print. We used this was.
I love that you printed the silicone gum. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's kind of common now in the labs. And then that time we printed the verification jig. Right now we don't have to do that anymore, but at that time I wanted to be sure.
You wanted to verify. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a passive fit and everything goes right. Anyway, I printed the provisionals. Yeah, we do the digital extraction of the teeth, and we printed we milled the PMMA for the provisionals.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
the dentist left about 2 hours for this patient, and he called me after 5 minutes, telling me that, you know what, I just lost 2 hours with this case. And I say, how? I did it everything in 5 minutes, and then I had 1 hour and 50 minutes free, because everything was perfect. So basically that was the feedback I got. Yeah, and then we can find many different options to finish the case. We can use full contour zirconia with Mio stains, or we can use metal with Emax, or we can use spectral with Emax. There are many different options to do it. Yeah.
I just wanna go back on something for people that are watching. One of the things that he specified was that when he did his provisional, he milled it instead of printing it.
No. With the provisionals, we milled.
You milled, right. So
because
the reason why I wanted to talk about that, for those that don't know, is that we can have a little bit higher strength with our milled provisionals. And because this specific case was like a FP1, meaning that it didn't have any gingiva, it didn't have any artificial gingiva, didn't have any pink ceramics, let's say, or pink tissue. So in that case, because it's shorter, and I just did a case like this, and actually Milos helped me with this case, you want to mill that to have higher strength.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. So this is the case, and this is how all our patients look like. We always have the face scan of the patient because we want to have the facially guided results. We always
Yep.
use the intraoral scans because I really believe in digital dentistry, in digital scans, in intraoral scanners. And then we have the CBCT. In this case, or in a different ones, let's say when we have the full mouth rehabs, like in this case, maybe here, we use the CBCTs to observe the TMJ. In this case, when we do a high increase of the vertical dimension of occlusion, we have to make sure that we don't do the translation of the condyles.
Right.
So digital dentistry helps us a lot, really a lot in these kind of cases, yeah?
And then what are you using? What are you using to digitally analyze the bite in this case? Because I know a lot of people are interested in this topic.
Yeah, for example, in full mouth rehabs, and we did like more than 8 or 9 full mouth rehabs with Dr. Stefan Ulbrich from Switzerland. Maybe you know him. He's also a member in WFD.
Yeah.
And lately we use the full CBCTs like this one, and we use the mesh mixer so we can increase 0.1, 0.4, 0. We have different markers that we can increase the bite. Then we can take that bite and use it as a bite for the final reconstruction, the final work, the final prosthetic part, yeah? And we don't take the bite with the intraoral scanner for full mouth rehabs. We use the CBCT for this.
Right.
So this is the way I work, and I cannot have any mistake. At least that's what I believe, yeah.
I love this. So someone asked, which scanner do you prefer? He said he prefers the Medit scanner. Someone else.
Medit i500, and the face scanner, I use the AFT face scanner, yeah?
Yeah.
If you have my book, you will see it's mentioned, I think, in the lab part somewhere.
Yeah, by the way, I should mention that if you don't have his book, go get it. Where's the best place for them to get your book?
Oh, they can find it on dentalpromaster.com.
Okay.
Yeah, they can find it over there. Okay, so here it is. I think
it's a masterpiece. It's a book that you can put on your coffee table, and even people who aren't dentists will pick it up and enjoy looking at it.
Yeah, this is the face scanner that changed my life, that changed the way I work with digital dentistry. It was the missing link, and it's a very affordable option. It's not very expensive, and you can get the training for it, and the guys are really, really pro.
Yeah, I learned about this first through my friend Bruno Pereira in Spain, and he had told me about it when we were first developing the facial flow concept. And he started showing me all these very realistic scans when oftentimes people were using very simple, like scans from your iPhone that really weren't precise enough to do what we want to do in dentistry.
Run some tests. Yeah, we run some tests with iPhone and with different phones, and they are completely way out of the precision. So basically, and even the competition of the AFT, they came with different kind of face scanners, but they didn't give you any workflow. They just give you the face scanner just to scan your face. It's like a toy, you know. You don't have the workflow. You don't have the transfer of the maxilla in your patient right position. With this face scanner, we can calculate even the Bennett angle. We can program our virtual articulator. Basically, it's not a face scanner. It's a digital face bow, and it helps us be extremely precise. Yeah, that's the beauty of it.
So we have two questions. What are your thoughts with AFT versus the Zircon-Zahn, the Face Hunter? Let's talk about that.
I know Zircon-Zahn is, let's say, one of the first pioneers that had it. I don't have any experience with it. I never touch it and I never play with it. I did even some tests, but not with Zircon-Zahn, so I cannot say anything about it. I really don't know. I know that since I started working with AFT, I didn't want to take a look in any other direction. So it helps me a lot, and it's all I need.
Yeah. And then, well, there's another question. Where can I buy your book? Well, we just said it, but why not say it again?
It's dentalpromaster.com. You can find it on our website. Yeah, it's dentalpromaster.com.
And there also they can find all of your courses that you give. And
basically
a lot of information on photography, on the full digital workflow.
Yeah, just a second. I will just switch. Yeah, so this is the list of the courses. Most of them canceled because of the
Same here.
coronavirus. Yeah, so basically dentalpromaster.com. You can find it here. And you can go and see my online courses. You can find the book over there.
Yeah.
You can just scan and you can go directly online on online courses. The new video course about videos in dentistry, how to do it with your mobile phone, will come very
Oh,
soon.
nice.
And that's going to be a killer. Yeah, it's a really good one. We are preparing it right now. And then you have all the accessories I developed and I invented, like the bracket I created especially for dentistry, the molaris, and many other things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have a lot of plans, but everything has stopped for 2 weeks. I was one of the first labs to close
Yeah.
due to this infection, and we are still waiting to.
Yeah. So how is it right now in Romania?
Actually, today is the first day when we have a complete lockdown. We are not allowed to go out of the house starting from 10 o'clock in the evening till 6 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
The police is on the streets. They have all over the spread the cars of the police to the city. And probably the next step will be in the few days to lock it completely, even during the day. So it's getting a little bit worse. In our city, it's really okay. We had everybody cured from coronavirus. Only one death in this part of the country, 6 altogether, but everything is going well. Let's say we are very disciplined. We learned from the mistakes from other countries, and hopefully we'll get very fast through this, not more than 4 or 5 weeks. I hope so.
Yeah, we have one of our friends, Borja.
Borja.
Hey, everybody.
He's in my book too.
Yeah, of course. He's a true master and in the digital workflow as well. So there's a question, I think this is a good question. What are the current limitations and what do we think the updates will be in the next year or two with the digital workflow?
So the only thing that, let's say, we miss right now in the digital workflow are the printers for ceramic and zirconia. They are already on the market, but they are extremely expensive.
Expensive, yeah.
And let's say not everybody can have full access on this kind of technology because of the price, yeah. And still, they are in the beginning, so everything that it's in the beginning needs a little bit more time to grow. I think if we would have the ceramic printers, that would be really completing the full digital workflow, because right now the milling machines still have some limitations. If you leave sharp edges and you don't want to do very super thin veneers.
I learned this the hard way. I learned this the hard way. Yeah, so
everybody's learning that way.
I posted this a few weeks ago on a private WhatsApp group that you and I are friends on with a bunch of people, and my lab was calling me and telling me, you keep breaking my burrs. And then what I realized was that the design that I got was designed for printing and not for milling, and these are very different.
Yeah, it's completely
different. So this was something that I had to learn.
Different algorithms, and this is the new baby we got from Ivoclar, Programming 1.
Nice. Yeah. How do you like it? I know
this is the perfect chairside solution. Let's say it's not as fast as Sirona, but as precision, it's extremely high precision. We did the case for this live patient with Dr. Jarkul Hoffman with this machine, so we had a very good precision. But still, we want the ceramic printer. So probably that would be the next step in 2, maybe 4 years. In the IDS will be launched. Something that everybody can afford, and we'll have, let's say, multi-layer ceramic printed. That would be
I think that's definitely the future. We have friends on from Mexico, from Canada, from Libya, more from Canada. I think hello everybody, as far as digital workflow improving from the implant side, I know one thing that I think is really going to be the next step is going to be robotics. And it started with the company Yomi, but I think that within 5 years, I would say, a really good amount of implants will be placed with robotics, designed on the digital workflow, of course, brought all the way through, and placed with robotics. I really think that's going to be the future in implantology.
Yeah, but it's gonna wait a little bit. I mean, I think it's going to be not sooner than 10 years, let's say, because it takes a little bit of time for that.
Yeah, I mean, the hard part with that too, like you were talking about with some of the other, let's say, multi-layer printers, is the price.
Yeah, price and
how
also
many
experience of the producers. They have to make sure that it's 100% perfect.
Yes. Yeah. So, what are your plans for the end of the year, let's say, if this all ends in a few months?
Yeah, so just to show you, this was my list of courses for 2020. And you see that almost every weekend was booked till the end of the year. I had only my wife's birthday, my kid's birthday, and my birthday free. Everything else was booked.
Yeah.
And now I have to rebook everything and to replan everything, but we still have to wait. So no more dentistry, no more nothing till this is done. We stay in the house, we stay home, and we are waiting. Yeah, quiet.
Yeah. Hello to our friends from Iraq and from Costa Rica. Yeah, you know, similar to me, I'm in a plane all the time. And I think what was nice about this happening is it takes people like us and slows us down.
Yeah, I needed this kind of break, but I was planning it for summer. Right now it's fine. I get to stay more with my kids, and
Exactly.
yeah, we have more family time, let's say, which is
I think out of everything that's happening, the families really benefit. You know, everybody can have their parents home, can spend time. We can do, you know, little things. I think we realize in times like this how our true purpose in life is our families and not necessarily our professions.
Yeah, exactly. So we find that not dentistry is everything. At least I was very absorbed into this thing with teaching, with education, with traveling a lot. So I didn't have too much time, that I have to admit. And now I'm trying to reprogram everything I know and to find a balance between these two worlds, because both are very exciting, both are very nice, and we have to take care of them both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we went over a lot today. Thank you.
I can show you one more thing.
Yeah, show me more stuff. I was gonna say, do you have anything new or cool that you want to show?
This is one of the cases. Actually, it's my favorite case. It was presented in many lectures and congresses. This is a young lady, 27 years old, 3 kids, mother of 3 kids.
Wow, she looks so young.
Yeah,
she doesn't look 27. She looks very, very young.
Yeah. But she has this smile, and she comes to me after the dentist sent her to me. Look, this lady wants veneers. Can you do a face scan, intraoral scan, and do some mock-up for her or something? I say, let's see, what can I do? And then I wanted to make something very difficult, because usually I do 10 veneers, not 6, not 4, because, you know, when you watch these Hollywood movies and you see these actors with only 6 frontal bridge veneers and everything in the buccal corridor is black.
Right.
So I said, okay, can I do something like this? Can I do 6 veneers in this case without even nobody to notice them? So the next step was to do the face scans for the patient. Then I did the scan body.
So real quick on your face scans, you're doing 4. So you're doing 1 to align the maxilla.
With both scan bodies. Here we have both scan bodies, and then mouth closed, slightly open, and
full smile, let's say. Okay.
Then we get the scan body mouth, this one, that we get the transfer position from the patient mouth. So I will show you here. This is the intraoral scan with Medit i500 with the first version of the software without the updates. That was like 1.5 years ago. And we still were able to get a perfect scan at that time. Then the scan number 2, actually the step number 2, where we have the both scan bodies and the face scan and the integration of the intraoral scanner in the mouth of the patient. Yeah, we usually overlay all the 4 face scans one on top of the other, so we can see when we design how our smile will look when we have mouth open, smile, or mouth closed. In case eyes are touching the lower lip. And then the step number 4, when we do the functional part. So basically we don't do only aesthetics, we do also the aesthetics functional. So we have the virtual articulator, we measure the Bennett angles with this face scanner. And
you said this is this part of the analysis is done in which software?
Exocad. We use
Exocad,
Exocad.
yeah.
Yeah, we use Exocad because it's the most friendly one from all of them.
Now, real quick, are you worried about Exocad being more closed now that they're going to be
Yes,
owned by a line? Yeah,
I'm
we all are.
extremely. I was, let's say, I put this question very next minute when we found the news. I put this question online, and I
Yeah.
was really worried about it because I know the system with the line, and then I know Exocad. So two different worlds, opposite. But we got assurance that Exocad will stay open and close to their customers. I'm one of their
Yeah.
opinion leaders, and I really promote them a lot. I love what they do for dentistry, and I think they are most user-friendly operating system for designing smiles without too much headache and annual fees and these kind of things. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I talked to them as well just a few days after the announcement, and they assured me the same thing. So let's
Yeah.
hope.
So we hope for the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Let's go back to this one. This is how we do the transfer. So for the people that are curious to see full digital workflow, how it goes, here you can see actually how we use the intraoral scan and the scan body mouth, and
Yeah.
how we do actually transfer the impression into the scan body. Yeah. So we use multiple points so we can join them together. We use them as a mesh. And after this is finished, we go to the next step and we put the scan body into the face scanner. So basically with these two steps, yeah, we are able to introduce the intraoral impression into the face of the patient, the same way we can do also with the CBCT.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we printed the veneers for the patient as thin as possible, 0.4 millimeters.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the printed model with Shera printer. Yeah, we use the Shera Digital Shera P30.
Mm-hmm.
And we printed veneers. At that time, we didn't have a SIGA printer.
Okay.
And this is the initial situation. And this is with the printed veneers in the mouth.
Beautiful.
Only 6 veneers printed
Okay.
in the mouth. And
Nice.
then was the unique thing that nobody did before, at least. I was trying to do this for the 4 or 5 years with different materials, even with Ivoclar, with GC. I never was able to succeed till I started to work with Shera. We used the printed model with Shera. We printed the dies,
Mm-hmm.
and then I removed the printed dies out, and we duplicated them with a Shera refractory material,
Nice.
which was the one designed to fit perfectly into the printed models. So this, I was talking with Pascal Magnier about this,
Yep.
about this case, and he really loved it. I sent him the article. By the way, if somebody wants the article, just let me know. Send me a private message, and I will send me an email, and I will send you the article.
Great.
And then we put the refractory dies back in the model, and I made the refractory veneers. So digital impression, digital model, face scan of the patient, but then we finalize with ultra thin 0.1 to 0.3 millimeter veneers. Yeah,
Wow.
0.1 in the cervical area, as you
Mm-hmm.
can see here.
Contact
Yeah.
lens.
Yeah, and then I had the luck to do these photos. I was really impressed how thin they are. And then by mistake, I touched with my camera the veneers when they were on the table, so I broke them and they fell down on the floor. And this is what I got: printed die and the refractory veneer, and that's the fit.
Wow.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so that's exactly what I said. Yeah, and I placed the fragments on the printed dies, and I see the fit, and I was like, wow, okay, let's check it in the mouth. And then, of course, I had to redo the veneers, and I used the Trine paste, and you can see the veneers here and the fit in the mouth with the Trine paste. We had also the Trine in the mouth like this.
Mm-hmm.
And the final one, yeah, the final.
So
After
are these completely no prep? Or
completely
are they
no prep,
no
completely
prep?
no prep. And I
Okay.
use here only one powder. I use only Opal Effect 1
Okay.
because it's very translucent, transparent.
Yeah.
And I use a little bit for the halo effect, a little bit of Mamelon light.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
so only one powder and a little bit of Mamelon light. So basically, any technician can do this very, very easy, very aesthetic. And the beauty of this case was that the dentist didn't know anything that I did. And one day I call him and I tell him, look, can you please come and cement some veneers? And he was like, what? I didn't send you any case for veneers, not this month at least.
And I was like, no, the lady who sent to me to check if we can do veneers, I just finished them. Can you please come and cement? But I didn't prep. I didn't put any core. I was like, don't worry about it. Come here. He came and he looked at the fit, he looked at the veneers, and he said, wow, that's not possible. I was like, okay, I just sold the case for you. I just finished the case for you. Just cement, please. So
Yeah.
that's the story about this case with 6 veneers in the anterior area. And I was able to make them so thin that nobody can actually see that they are made. Yeah.
Yeah, super cool.
My favorite one till now.
Yeah.
And
Very cool.
we did one more for the Swedish Academy of Cosmetic Dentistry. We did a live patient course, and everything went really, really nice over there. Let me see if I can find it for you guys fast. It was around here somewhere. Okay, the Greek guy. So a very similar case to this one. Again, a non-prep. The dentist didn't want to touch it at all.
Okay.
This is initial situation. So small gaps, small teeth. Yeah, this is
same type of workflow. You're gonna do the same thing you always do in this case. Okay.
Yeah, we printed the veneers for trying one by one, and then we convinced the patient that he has to go for it. In this case, we did 10 veneers.
Okay.
The same technique, only one powder. Final veneers, I send them to the dentist. That's the way how we package the veneers, so they get safe to the office, and that's in the mouth.
Amazing.
Non-prep.
So these last two cases are the juxtaposition of digital and analog, right? So refractory, handmade, but designed digitally, let's say, but then finished analog. Very cool.
Okay, are we back online?
Oh, we're back.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so I was saying that's a good combination with design digitally, got all the information digitally, printed, but then just the final powders are done analog.
Yeah, this is just for minimum, I mean, even for prepless, ultra thin, minimum invasive dentistry, yes.
Yeah.
It works as good for normal veneers. It works as good for many different purposes, all on 4, all on 6, full mouth rehabs. I have a very good experience with 3Shape, and we've made it in the last few years, and we did a lot of full mouth rehabs with Dr. Stefan from Switzerland. I did even one case with Ryan from Hong Kong, and he was going to publish it, or he's publishing it in Compendium. And yeah, everybody is excited about this, the digital dentistry. The thing is, we need to know the workflow, the steps, not to skip them.
Yes.
And to be very careful that we don't destroy our cases. So we have to plan them very meticulously. Yeah,
right.
It's, let's say, a component, the digital component of slow dentistry. Even if it's digital and it's faster, but it's more predictable. And predictable is going through slow dentistry. So yeah, that's how it's supposed to be.
So you have some online courses as well that people could take?
Yes, till now we have only the dental photography online course and the keynote course, which is usually intended for speakers. Yeah, most of the speakers worldwide are using the MacBook and the keynote, and they can improve their presentations and their skills, both with photography and keynote, in just a few hours. Basically, this is the best course I developed in the last 7 years. It's all my work, all my tips and tricks, and all my secrets behind, let's say, my story, my success. And I don't keep anything for myself, so everything is published in these courses. You can find them on dentalpromaster.com.
Awesome.
And by the way, just...
Well, Milos, thanks for taking the time.
Okay, thank you. Just a few hours ago...
Yeah, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Just a few hours ago, Dean Coyce purchased my course and showing me support for my work, and amazing. I really thank him. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, thanks for taking the time, and thanks for being so open with all of my friends and your friends. And thank you for helping me on that case and giving me advice whenever that was a few months ago. And Anybody who has any last questions, we'll just wait, you know,
So
maybe
if
30
they have any
seconds.
kind of questions about the full digital workflow or about dental photography, I'm here to help. Also about videos, we are going to launch very soon our online course about videos, and everybody who has a mobile phone will be able to make amazing videos in a matter of minutes. Yeah, very, very fast, and they
Very
will look
important,
really
yeah.
pro. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we published an article on that discussing how smiles actually change in video, and so many times we're analyzing in photographs, but then seeing the patient in video and smile lines change. So very, very
Completely
important.
different. Yeah, completely
Yeah.
different.
Well, cool. Well, stay safe, and all the best to you and your family and your patients during this time. And we hope to get you back in the US soon.
Yeah, I just was supposed to be now in Orlando for AACD.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
I had Washington, I had Chicago, and then back again to Beverly Hills to Sam Alavi, which has the most fantastic training center, at least one I have ever seen. And I really want to salute Sam Alavi from Romania. He's a very good guy. And Michel Manier, my favorite guys
Good friends
over there. And yeah, probably that will happen. So Beverly Hills will stay on, and Seattle Study Club, I was supposed to be there in November, but probably we'll have to postpone it. I don't know, we wait to finish with this crazy virus. And I heard there are some antivirus already working on different countries, and some of them are approved already, and some medicines. So hopefully we will be able to leave our homes in a safe way for our families.
Yeah, but I think while we're home, what better to do than get better, learn new techniques, you know, focus on things that we haven't had the time to do, you know, whether it's around the house or with dentistry, you know, hopefully, like if these dentists brought their cameras home, they can play with things, they can take your courses, learn how to play with things at home, take pictures of their kids or their husbands or wives.
Exactly. And if they know me, or if they don't know me, they can always message me. I'm always willing to help everyone. I never refused anyone with any kind of questions. So I always try to help everyone with all their problems.
I love that.
And because it's, let's say, this kind of quarantine, tomorrow I will go live probably on Facebook or Instagram, and I will show you people how you can cook with just some flour and some potatoes, how you can make an amazing dish, and some onions. So cool. I will be the cook tomorrow, and I will make an online course how to make the name of this food is called in our area the poor man food. When we were very poor in the communist times, we didn't have too much meat and different things around, so we had to deal with what we have. And actually that's my favorite food. I grew up with that food. My grandma was doing it for me a lot of times, and because I love it so much, I learned how to make it very, very good. So tomorrow I will go online with that, and hopefully everybody can see the video, and we can have a chat tomorrow too.
Yeah, if you want to learn traditional, and this is traditional Romanian
food? Austro-Hungarian, because we were, let's say, before communists, we were under Austro-Hungarian Empire.
Got it.
And that's something that we just borrowed from that. But it's very local. It's very traditional here in this area. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, again, thanks for taking the time. All the best to you. And if anybody has questions for me, feel free to message me the same way. And again, all the best to you, and talk to you soon, my friend.
See you soon, guys. And if you want to see the cooking show, tomorrow will be at the lunchtime in Romania. So I will probably start around 1 o'clock, more or less. That's, I don't know what time in different time zones, but 1 o'clock Romanian time.
It'll be late, I think, in US time. So, but that's okay. We're up late. We got nothing to do now.
Guys, I was really, it was really a pleasure for me to be in front of your fans and in front of you and my friends that joined, and it was really a great experience. So if this thing will last longer, we can meet and discuss different topics.
Let's do it again. Okay, talk to you soon.
It was a pleasure.
Bye, everybody.
Good night.